So when I saw the own goal happen, yeah, bro, obviously because I know you, I was like, pen and the own goal on your head in the first 20.
It weren't looking good.
Bro, I was like, nah.
Yo, it's your boy H Black the Source, Harry Panera. Welcome back to the Inside Scoop with my co-host, the one and only Culture Cams. Now, it's been an eventful one. I know you see something different in the room, something gold. Yeah, it's KAKA's jersey over there. Here we go!
Congratulations.
Hey, come on, man. I love that. I love that. Oh, no, Archie, that was, you know what, boys?
I didn't even know he was gonna
that was crazy. I was thinking, what's Joe doing here? I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
How many for charity? How much?
7.5 million, pushing 8 million.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. That's amazing.
Raised a lot of money, man.
I was standing there like security.
I said that, I was thinking, I just good, you know. I said that was good. Thank you so much. But yeah, as you can see, the KAKA jersey's there. I played against him alongside Drogba, Makalele.
Yes.
On our team, we had Roberto Carlos, David Silva, Eden Hazard. Now, these are some of the greatest players to ever play the game. And we had the lovely opportunity to raise money for charity, Match for Hope, for education above all. It's something that we've been planning for a few years. I've gone back and forth to Qatar, went to France to have these meetings about it. And we actually got it done. It was perfect. It was everything. And beyond just playing with them, just the hospitality that Qatar showed us, I think it was evident with the amount of people that was there. SCS was there. We had Chunks, we had Philly, Angry Ginge, Danny Aarons, some of the biggest YouTubers. Speed was there. Arsene Wenger and Antonio Conte were our managers as well.
Madness, legends.
Unreal. Now, Cams, you watched the game.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw the clip of you watching it.
Yes.
From your perspective, yeah, obviously a lot of your friends was there, Liaz, Fouad, myself, and all the man them. How was that watching it?
Bro.
And I'll explain how it was being part of it.
You know what? Yeah, see, so obviously, you know when everyone's flying out and stuff, originally you're thinking, damn, I want to be there, whatever. But during the moment, you know when your happiness for your brothers just, you don't even have any sense of like, I wish I was. I didn't have none of that, bro. Do you know what I mean? I didn't. I was just so happy to see the man in there. Half time, I saw Fouad there. Liaz, because obviously Liaz was telling me that they might do the commentary.
Yeah.
But I thought it was gonna be like a beIN Sports person, and then Liaz and Abs or something are just gonna be like, you know, the Ali McCoy side of it.
Yeah.
I did not know they were gonna be fronting the whole thing. Do you know, that's the madness. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I'm sitting there, I'm on Twitch, I'm like, do you know what? I have to stream this. Fuck it, I have to stream it. I'm doing that, I'm like, first of all, I'm telling people, listen to what Abs and Liaz are saying, bro. Like, give them their credit. You know what I mean? Make sure you give them their credit. And then of course, seeing the man on the pitch, you, Sharks, Chunk, everyone on the pitch, right? Philly balling as he always does, right? I was just like, nah, this is too lit, bro. This is too lit. And obviously, started off, yeah.
I was waiting for this. Do you know what? This is what I was waiting for. I haven't spoken to Cams about this. I said, let's do an inside scoop.
Bro,
Talk your truth.
Bro, it started off, yeah. Do you know what? I've seen you play ball, so I know you can play ball. But then I was like, hold on a sec, this might turn into a horror, fam. You know what I mean? Because one thing I know, yeah, is regardless, everyone's having fun, but everyone's taking it serious. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying everyone, at the end of the day, you're playing in front of, what, 30,000 or something like that? And you're playing, these views that are going to rack up, are going to rack over 1 billion views, bro, of what you guys have done. So I know everyone's going to take it serious to a certain extent. So when I saw the own goal happen, yeah, bro, obviously because I know you, I was like, now I know how you were feeling, but you're thinking, this, I can't turn into a meme. I know you're thinking, innit?
I said
First thing you're thinking in your head, innit? You can't turn into a meme. I was just like, oh no, because obviously they scored. And obviously on the stream, I was like, oh, he got in front of Harry. Then after I saw, everyone's like, nah, it's an OG, it's an OG. I was like, damn. And then obviously the penalty, now we all know that was never a penalty.
Yeah.
We know what it was all about. It was just for fun, but bro, I'm like, hold on, pen? Pen and the own goal on your head in the first 20.
It weren't looking good.
Bro, I was like, nah. But then I saw at that moment, you and Ginge were quite serious about it. You know what I mean? And bro, from there, you just started balling. I saw when you skanked KAKA like 3 times, everything growing. And then, bro, when you scored, Bro, the clip is there. I can even put it into this episode.
It was unreal.
Bro, when you scored, bro, I was so gassed, bro. And then everyone's like, no, it's offside, it's offside. I was like, yeah, safe. I remember, you know, the first bit when you weights KAKA.
Yeah.
I tweeted HP locking up KAKA.
I saw the tweet after. Yeah, I saw it.
And then the worst thing is for me, KAKA scored in it, but that goal was nice. Bro.
That was KAKA. That was a KAKA goal.
Even he shifted it.
Bro,
that
man,
was peak
so
KAKA,
good,
bro. But now, honestly, yeah, it was like an overwhelming happiness, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it was just so good to see, bro. Honestly, bro. How was it actually playing and just the whole experience of, obviously you spoke about the hospitality, but the actual being on the pitch. Like, what was your heart? Were you pumped? Were you nervous?
So I'm never really nervous for games like that because I just always think that like you do the preparation, you train, you do the training and everything else, and then it comes down to the actual 90 minutes on the pitch, right? And it was only when we was getting a police escort to the stadium that I started to realize, wow, this is real. You can't go back from this now, innit? Everything you've done, you've got to leave it out on the pitch. You know, we got into the changing room. Arsene Wenger was in there. Antonio Conte was in the other team's dressing room, and the players were readying up. Like, people are getting, you know, the massages, loosening up for the game, and I was just like, this is it. Like, this is actually it. We put on our training gear, and then we went out to train. And I was like, I looked out in the stadium, and I was just like, people are screaming our names. Like, when they're calling the players' names, they said Harry Pinero, and the stadium erupted. And it's mad because you don't want to smile and look like this is, because I'm there thinking,
you got to act like you've been here before. You got to act
like you've been there before, bro, innit?
Yeah.
But it was such a beautiful experience. And then obviously when we walked out, the pre-game show was incredible. Walking out onto the pitch, and then it's like we standing next to each other. I walk across, shake everyone's hand. Drogba says to me, "Wow, you're strong." I said, "Wow, shout out to my gym." You know what I mean? But then obviously kickoff happens, and like you said, you know, first 3 minutes I felt like, okay, cool, we're in the game, was controlling. The own goal happens, and I'm like, damn, and I knew it was an own goal. Yeah, and I was just praying. But I remember this is fucking live TV, bro. So they're gonna catch it. They're gonna see it. But even then, I didn't think. I know myself. I usually kind of start off slow in games anyway, and then I build into it. But then the penalty, I didn't know that it was a penalty until the referee came to me.
That pissed you off a little bit, though, innit?
Of course it did, bro. Because he grabbed my hand and put him around him, and then he dropped in it. But it's a charity game, it's YouTubers, it's not as serious as a professional game would be in it. But then as the game started going on, bro, like the confidence started to build. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, weights KAKA off the ball, as you said. But again, he's not the player that he was when he was playing.
Of course.
As much as like I'm happy it happened and I'm like buzzing, respect has to be said to one of the greatest players to play a game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Drogba, another one, wasn't even playing at 100%. These players are so good.
You're showing some mad tech, bro. No, all of them, like
Eden Hazard.
Yeah, I mean,
let's just, if we're gonna have anything
for Real Madrid last season.
if we're gonna have anything right, when we're talking about pure football, I witnessed it with my eyes on the same pitch as me. All I wanted was to pass the ball to him. There was a simple pass that I could have passed to someone else. I said, get out of the way. Let me say I passed the ball to Hazard. And honestly, every single player that played on that pitch was very, very nice. I've got all the signed shirts. You'll probably be seeing that throughout the whole, this year. No, it's got mad now. Like, you know, ridiculous. And if anything I took from it, is that nothing is impossible. Because if you told me this 10 years ago that I would be playing on the pitch with these players or meet these players, even though I've seen KAKA before, but to be able to meet him, the vlog's coming out soon and you get to see it in its entirety. But it was honestly one of the best experiences ever, and God willing next year we'll be able to do it. But honourable mention, like you said, to Liaz and Abs. The commentary when I watched back the game, it was as if they've done this before. And I think what that showed and what that game showed and the way that it was constructed is that you give us a chance, this is what we can do.
That's right.
Not only could we play the game, but we can also broadcast the game. We can also give you guys an insight of what it's like. So I know sometimes our stuff is very funny and jokes and stuff, but when it comes to constructing something, we can get it done.
Honestly, for me, like what I took from it as well is, one, how you said nothing's impossible. That's 100%. And also, it's like, we know that look, life is moving in a different direction, of course, as social media and stuff. But I think it showed as well the difficulty it still takes to do what we do.
100%.
And I think a lot of people just think we're talking on mics and we just chat. Who gave these lot a platform? Well, that's people's favorite lines, bro. It's not as easy as people think it is, bro. It's not as easy to put your face to things. It's not as easy to stand on what you're saying. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's not as easy to. Every single day we're having to do this. Every single day you're dealing with shows. Every single day. I don't think people necessarily realize that. Do you know what I mean? And even the ability to like articulate your words in public, even the ability to, you know what I mean, you're standing there and didn't crumble. You know what I mean? These are things that not the average folk can do.
No, 100%.
You got to be built. We got like, I'm not
different.
saying I'm not saying we're as tough as people going to war, but you have to be built different in a certain way to do this. Like how many people since you have started this industry, bro? Let's just say even in the comedic world, because you started as the comedic world kind of thing. Have you seen come and go, bro?
Yeah.
How many Insta pages have you seen come and go? But not everyone's here for the long run, bro, honestly. So.
And one thing I'll say, though, to add on to that, is that there's a collectiveness in this scene. Which I love. A lot of these people I didn't know 2 years ago. I didn't know, well, to be honest, I did know Fuad, because I did, when you guys was filming together with Mawa, but I became close with these lot as if whatever they do that's successful, I feel like I've done it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is what was happening on the pitch and on the sidelines, all the clips that I got, all the messages, vice versa, bro. It was just beautiful to see. And I think, if anything, this should be the norm for all of us. Like, we got to all support each other. And that's what was done there. Shout out to Sharky, man, because he done an incredible job being able to bring out everyone that he could.
Definitely. That goes under the radar.
Sharky's a real brother. Like, he deserves these flowers. And our next topic will be based on what SCS has done anyway. But yeah, that was great. And I think...
who's the nicest player?
Nicest player.
Like, who's the nicest guy or the nicest?
I think, you know what? I've met Roberto Carlos before. Chunks introduced me to him. So when I met him, it was like I'm all putting my hands on his head. And like, it was fun. But there wasn't a player that was like not nice at all. KAKA is genuinely,
bro, God's child, fam.
You know, like,
he's God's
you
child,
know what I
bro.
mean, brother? Like, there's something about him that is pure. He's a pure human being, bro. Like, what a lovely guy. Makalele was very quiet. We spoke to Speed about that. Like, that's not something you do to KAKA, bro. Nah. Because if you injure KAKA, bro, the whole world's against you.
The world have been fuming at him,
they have been. But I would say he's a kid, and I don't think he understands the magnitude of who that player was. And I guess he's trying to get his viral, but bro, that's KAKA, fam. You know what I'm trying to say? Even me, like, there's certain times there where I could have got the ball, but I don't want to.
You just want to respect them.
I don't want to kick you, bro. I don't want to kick you, bro. You get me? Drogba held me, and I understood what every player has said. I couldn't get off. It's like he put glue on his hand, and but his movement, like, a lot of them was lovely. But I think for me, the nicest person that I met was probably David Villa. He didn't really speak the best English, but smiling, shaking everyone's hand, taking pictures. Drogba was lovely, like, signed my shirt for me as well. But then I love the clip that him and Sharky had.
Crazy
that was like a beautiful,
lovely, bro.
It was just lovely, man.
Bro, Sharky did what? How many people growing up that watched Arsenal, Drogba, Sharky did that moment for them. Everyone would have wanted to do that exact moment, like, Drogba, why? You know what I mean? Why we always and look, that's another amazing
and
moment.
A massive big up to Chunks as well.
Of course,
Chunks picked a lot of the creators that were out here as well, because he's fans of them, but also he understood that the influence that they all have and coming together would create a great moment.
Lastly, Babs, Philly. Always boiling, bro.
Nah, bro.
He's becoming the flipping charity.
Look. You see with Philly, Philly, if he really focused,
he could have been a player.
He could have been a player, bro. Mum and Dad.
I think definitely he could have played. He could have definitely played League One.
Yeah, easy.
He could have definitely played League One.
My mum and dad was watching the game, right? And the first thing they said to me was, "Wow, you did really good, son." But then when I went to go and see them when I came back from Qatar, they was like, "Philly's." You can just see,
bro.
Like,
when he nutsed H,
bro,
that was a few times, bro.
Because come on, bro. Like, Philly's got that source as a player, bro. He understands it. Like, he doesn't even have to watch football, bro. It's just embedded in him as a kid. And I think the assist was a testament to his talent. We've seen him score crazy goals in the Sidemen charity game. We've seen him score at Old Trafford in the soccer.
He's probably the best YouTuber out there.
100%.
Yeah, he's probably the best.
If we're talking about, like, ideal, like, attacking players, and he's the best. I don't think there's anyone better.
Yeah, he's probably the best one. Yeah,
I get me. I would say when it comes to defending, That's my bag.
Yeah, probably. So
I'll
from
take
what I've
that.
seen so far,
I'll take that. But in terms of a whole round player and who's more enjoyable to watch, Philly for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, that's about it, man. Yeah, I mean, that was nice. Now, honestly, it was inspiring as well. And listen, it's probably only going to get bigger and better.
100%.
As well,
and next time, I'll do everything in my power to make sure Culture Cams is there with me. But yeah, all right. So speaking about Sharky and speaking about SDS, they dropped an episode recently, and it was Ilyas speaking about the dynasties in the Premier League. Now, obviously, very, very important to our league is, you know, the teams that have built that. And we're talking about Man United, talking about Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City. Now, there was a conversation about Liverpool. And if Liverpool have had a dynasty, now they've had a great team. They've won the Champions League, they've won the Premier League, they've won every cup available. But it hasn't been done for 3 years in a row or 2 years in a row as what the other teams that I mentioned have done. Now, in your opinion, based on that conversation from SDS, do you believe that Liverpool have a dynasty, or have they got great moments in Klopp's career?
I think Liverpool, and there's nothing wrong with it. I think they've been a great side, great competitive side that have collected some trophies. But I don't think it's a dynasty. Yeah, I mean, in their era, in their actual Liverpool themselves, this will be a dynasty. You know what I mean? You look at it in terms of, for example, they had Shankly, they had Paisley, and this Klopp era that I might see it as a dynasty, as a club. But in the world of football, I would not say it's a dynasty. You know what I mean? Because when I think about other teams that have been dynasties, they've either done three-peats, they've either done back-to-backs, and it's been a very prolonged period of dominance. You know what I mean? Dominance is what dynasties stem from. Yeah. And the reality is Man City are the dominant team in this era. You know what I mean? And they've done a treble as well. They are the dominant team in this era. They've collected the most trophies, and they've actually done a three-peat, and they're going for a four-peat. How can a team that's chasing a four-peat or done a three-peat have another team in there that's a dynasty? I just don't see it like that. I see this Liverpool team in the way I saw kind of Chelsea, you know, when they were competing with us. Arsenal, when they were competing with us. Even though Chelsea and Arsenal won more Premier Leagues, but they didn't win a Champions League, whatever. I see it like that. Like, you're part of our story. You are super competitive. You won some as well, but you're not the dominant team. And there's not, as I said, there's actually nothing wrong with that. Now, the conversation might change if they go and win the league this year. If they go and win the league this year, then maybe you're sitting there and thinking, okay, cool. Because we know it's been the City Paul era. But at the same time, it's still the dynasty amongst this is Man City. In 10 years, 15 years, when you're looking at the record books, it's going to say Man City, Man City, Man City, Man City, Man. On everything, we're saying most goals scored, most home wins, Centurions, treble. It's going to, bro, when kids growing up, your son growing up, when he gets into football, he's going to look at this era and be like, Man City ran this shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he's going to see. He's not going to, you know what I'm trying to say? So I think it's the same, as I said, with the Fergie, Wenger, super competitive. And even to be fair to Wenger, they actually competed. They won more than Liverpool in this period in terms of 98 Arsenal won, 2002 Arsenal won, 2004 Arsenal won. We were collecting in between those as well. So we actually traded off more than Man City and Liverpool. And you wouldn't call, I wouldn't call Arsenal a dynasty. I'll call them a great team.
That's what I wanted to speak about because you did mention Arsenal, right? So before we won it in 98, 99, 97, 98, they had won it, right?
Yes.
And then we won 2000 and 2001, then they won 2002, 2003, right?
No, they won 01, 2.
01, 02.
Yeah.
And then they won...
Then they won 03, 04,
right? If we are looking at that, isn't that tit for tat? And isn't that... I wouldn't say... Because I would say our only rivals was Arsenal.
Yeah.
Would you say in that moment of time we shared it because it was literally we're here, Arsenal's there, then we swap. Yeah. Would you not say that we're sharing a dynasty then? Because I think the only time that Liverpool can actually say that they shared anything was the season that they won, was it 2019, 2020?
Yeah, well, when they won in 1920.
In lockdown, right? But apart from that, there was nothing. I think finishing next second and then not winning it the next season and vice versa isn't a dynasty. But I think Arsenal, Man United, I can honestly say...
You think Wenger's Arsenal were a dynasty?
100%. I believe that because I feel like that is Arsenal at their most successful in the Premier League. And it wasn't just success as... They was winning FA Cups as well.
Yeah, 2 of those were a double and 1 was invincible.
Come on, bro. Like, let's have it right. Like, if we're talking about dynasties, and that's why when Ilya said what he said, I was like, I agree. But at the same time,
So you think you can have 2 dynasties in the same time?
I think because the period of time, yes, for me personally, just because of what Arsenal and Man United were doing. Like, we're talking about the greatest Premier League player to play in the Premier League, and we're talking about 2 of the greatest managers to play in the Premier League before Pep and Jose Mourinho were introduced to the Premier League, right? And it was them 2. So, and when we're looking at it, like you said, 97, 98, Arsenal, 98, 99, then Man United won it, then we won it again. Then Arsenal won it. Then we look. It's like we're sharing titles amongst each other, and we're finishing
in
first
that
and
period,
second.
we did a 3-peat.
That's my point.
That's the thing.
So
You know what I
if
mean?
you're talking about who dominated in whole, of course United, but it wasn't as
It was,
easy.
I think it was 4-3 in the trades.
So like, come on, like let's that for me
period.
personally is sharing a dynasty, and
It's sharing the era.
Sharing the era.
Yeah,
the fear that I had for Arsenal and the respect that I had for Arsenal was based on how good they were and what they were doing. When they moved to the Emirates, that's when things changed, and it became all right. Man United, and then obviously even Chelsea. Chelsea came and had their own 2-year dynasty.
See, I was about to ask you about that.
Yeah.
For Liez, we were having this discussion obviously off the back of the SCS conversation. Liez thinks Chelsea were a dynasty from 2004 to 2012 because of the core group. So how do you define that? Not even define. Do you see a dynasty as how long is a dynasty for you? And also, is it got to do with the same players being at the club? So, for example, John Terry, Lampard, Cech, Drogba, let's just say. That's a dynasty core, yeah? They were there from 2004 and they were there in 2012 when they won Champions League, and they won 3 Prems in that time, or was it? Yeah, 3 Prems in that time. They won a Champions League and they won bare FA Cups, all that type of stuff. Do you see that as a dynasty, or do you think it's like too much change? Because the team in 2012 that won the Champions League is totally different from the team that Jose Mourinho assembled in 2004. So would you say that Chelsea went dynasty? Because they were trading with Man United. So you think about it. Chelsea did back-to-back.
Yeah.
Then we did 3-peat. Then Chelsea did 09-10. Then we did 10-11. And then City came.
Yeah.
And then Chelsea. So do you see that as a...
I don't see that, because in terms of the Premier League, Manchester United won 3 in a row, right? I think that 2-year period definitely was a dynasty, because there was not a team in the Premier League that could handle what Chelsea were doing.
But can it just be a great team?
I think
it have to be a dynasty?
No, because I think for me, it was a defining moment in the change in the Premier League.
But was it an impactful moment, though?
I think it was, because I think it changed football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was impactful. But was it...
But I think that Chelsea team... Now, this is an if buts and maybe, and I hate this, so I'm going to scrap saying if buts and maybe, but for this one, hear me out. Had they have won a Champions League, it would have changed the whole concept of what Chelsea were as a football team.
Yeah.
We all kind of felt like they deserved to have one, because
it was a ghost goal, didn't
because it was the ghost goal. But in terms of they had a chance against us, John Terry slipped. They ended up losing it. They had to win another Champions League, and they did it with the core members that was part of that first ever introduction to that Jose Mourinho's Chelsea. So in terms of, is it a dynasty? I'll say, in terms of when they got to the Champions League, I don't believe so. I think they became a staple part of what the top 3 looked like, yeah? But that 2 years, for me personally, I was scared of Chelsea.
Yeah.
Couldn't beat them. It made our manager, Fergie, look like he didn't know what he was doing, because he couldn't beat them.
Yeah.
Whether it was FA Cup, whether it was a League Cup, would always lose to them. And I just believe in that 2-year period. So I don't think that a dynasty should... I think for me,
I know
for me, I feel like
it's hard, isn't it?
It's hard to say that, but because it was 2 years of sheer brilliance, and conceding 15 goals and so on and so forth, stuff that we don't see no more. I have to say that was a dynasty. But I don't think it stretches to what Liaz is saying, because in between that time, Man United won 3 Premier Leagues, and we also won a Champions League as well. Yeah. So but
the thing is, like, the reason why I say it is because obviously Chelsea are one of only 3 teams to do a back-to-back, so that's whatever. The reason as well why I have to I'm not discrediting nobody, but Liverpool and Arsenal didn't do a back-to-back. I think in the dynasty you got back-to-back it a little bit. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think. Now, I don't want to cross sports, but the reason why now, maybe on a counter argument to what I'm saying, to actually agree with you in a way, is the Lakers and the San Antonio Spurs, right? So in '99, San Antonio Spurs won the chip. Then the Lakers won 2000, 2001, 2002. Then the San Antonio Spurs won 2003, 2005, and 2007. I think that's 2 dynasties.
100%.
But so,
okay. So,
and the thing is, basketball is a bit different because obviously there's 5 men on the court. You have it's less. So obviously, if you have about 3-4 of the same guys from 99 to 2007, you would say that's a dynasty. You know what I mean? Same thing with Golden State. They've had the originals and they've won all 4 chips, so you can say that's a dynasty. But I don't know. I feel like if there's so much change in your side, can you really say it's a dynasty?
I'll say one thing, yeah, not to just agree with myself, 'cause that's a great example to use, yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong. It was Greg Popovich, right?
Yeah,
that was the coach for Spurs, right? So it's the same coach.
Still is.
So exactly, same coach, right? And was it?
It was Tim Duncan.
No, not the team.
Oh, okay.
The Lakers coach, was it?
Phil Jackson,
right? So same coach throughout that whole period of time.
I don't know by the time they won their 2007.
No, actually, do you know why? Because
Phil Jackson did the 3-peat.
Because when did he leave Bulls?
I think he left who?
When did he leave the Bulls?
He left the Bulls in 90. I think after he left in 99. He left, his first season was with Kobe.
So first coach for me. If the sometimes for me, I think the coach, when they implement a change in terms of they implement winning mentality, that is the beginning of a dynasty if it can continue in terms of winning and competing, right? Now, if we're saying that a dynasty is only when you win things in a row, then maybe Spurs isn't. Then that means Arsenal's
not in a row, but
because it was Spurs. Because I remember
they
it
won
was
4,
but it was Spurs and Lakers only. Yeah, and
they
it
were
was
dominating,
in between.
There was like Pistons came
and won. Like it was. That's my point. It's it was kind of like, for example, when Leicester won the league, it's like, all right, we'll let this happen, but we're going to get back to regular programming. And I think Lakers have always been part of that dynasty. So when you talk about basketball, it's usually you say it's Bulls, Lakers, Spurs. With
Celtics
football,
as well,
it's Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, then Man City. We don't say Liverpool because Liverpool haven't done it in terms of gone back to back or even gone.
I mean, it's only got 1 Prem in it.
It's only got 1 Prem, right? So it's like if Liverpool now go on and win the Premier League to this season, it changes the scope of things a bit. But it's still been 3-4 years since they've won it. Yeah. So it's like
it's not a dynasty.
It's not a dynasty.
No, it's not.
But they have been competitive and they have been the closest thing to Man City, losing a title. Yeah. So I would say that is a dynasty Spurs, but I wouldn't say what Liverpool are doing. But it's not to discredit what Liverpool have done because Man City are absolute aliens, and the only team that has given them a run from their money has been Liverpool.
And what I would say as well is that, which I just don't think could be forgotten, is that maybe people will say, well, Klopp's team wasn't ready in 17-18, so maybe I can allow it, but they finished second. I mean, Man United finished above, in this period, Man United have finished above Liverpool 3 times. Can you really be a dynasty? We finished second.
It's not. And we've been shit as well.
That's what I'm saying. Arsenal finished second. Last season, Liverpool were what? 4? Outside the top 4?
Outside, they're not even, they're in Europa right now.
Yeah, they can't be a dynasty.
Yeah, right? They can't.
They can't be a dynasty. But they've done great. They've won everything. And look, this season they've gone again and nobody expected it. Obviously winning the Carabao as well, which is, I think it was a little bit enhanced because it's Klopp's last run. So anything that happens now is going to be romantic.
And sentimental, of course.
Exactly. So it's going to be very romantic stuff. So that was a nice moment for them. But yeah, in totality, like I just think when you look at what Man City have done and you compare that to what Liverpool have done in the same era,
it's not incomparable.
It's a mismatch. Isn't it? Man City are the dynasty, and it stemmed from to pivot off this conversation. Some people say a dynasty stems from the coach. Some people say it stems from the winning. Some people say it stems from the same core group. Where would you say the main thing of a dynasty stems from? Because you look at somebody like Real Madrid, for example, right? To be fair, when they did their 3-peat, it was the same coach. But Real Madrid have never really stuck with managers. They always change, but they've had some dynasties. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So do you think it stems from from keeping the coach?
Do you know what?
Do you know where I'm coming from?
If you
Because it's
ask
all
me-
a Pep. Like, when we look at this Pep era, is it like Pep era is a dynasty?
I think what you just said, it's an era. So we're talking about the Pep era where he's been the man.
Yeah.
But if Man City continue, I will call that a dynasty.
You would call it just like a team dynasty. So, for example, like Juventus and Bayern in their countries are dynasties. They've won 10 in a row.
Yeah.
But they've had multiple coaches.
But then when Pep was there, it was a Pep era. And then when Nagelsmann was there, it was a Nagelsmann era. Like, so for me, I just think, this is how I would look at it, and it's not set in stone. But like, whenever I look at a team and I think you guys have been running the game for so long, in whatever sport, right? I look at how long you've been winning for. I don't care about how many goals you've scored. I don't care about how much times you got to a final. When you won your trophies, was you the best team? And if you was, for me, over a significant period of time, you, in my eyes, are considered as a dynasty. Now, if the players leave and you still are winning, that infrastructure that has been put in place is going to continue.
Yeah.
When Phil Jackson left the Bulls, they ain't won nothing since.
Yeah.
That is the end of the dynasty. But when he went to go to Lakers, that began a new dynasty that ended when Magic Johnson and stuff was still playing. So for me, it depends on the winning, for me personally, because, you know, the dynasty conversation, when we talk about Chelsea, what Jose done put them back in that conversation as one of the top 3 teams in the Premier League. And until they won that next Premier League, it's like, they reignited that old Chelsea. But when Chelsea won the Champions League, it didn't.
They finished 6th that season.
You know what I'm trying to say? So it was like, that was you done had a great European run, but in the league and collectively, it wasn't that. So for me, I'd say winning.
The reason why I would say that Chelsea, now this might, maybe I'm being extra, right? Because I guess you can have domestic dynasties. Because you say, as I said, this Bayern 10-year run, this Juventus 10-year run, they had PSGs. You can say that's dynasties in their league. But on a worldwide level, like when you're talking about dynasties, the reason why I wouldn't have Chelsea there is because if I'm sitting right now with Guillaume Balaguer and Julian Laurence, 2 flipping foreign reporters, and I say Chelsea were a dynasty, I think they'll be like, what the hell are you talking about, Chelsea are a dynasty? So I think if you're talking about like a European kind of like if we had to put all the teams on the table and say these are the iconic dynasties,
I think we can name them right now. Liverpool.
What?
When they won the European Cup, there was a dynasty.
In the
Literally,
80s?
In the 80s.
Oh.
Yeah. Like if we're talking, like Liverpool.
Okay, Liverpool.
AC Milan.
Which one?
This is
Ancelotti's one.
No.
Van Basten's
Van
one.
Basten's one.
Yes.
Then we're talking about Ajax to some capacity. They were like not a dynasty. No, not a dynasty, but they were, for me,
Actually,
like,
you know what?
Honestly, look at if you look at how much
on that,
Real Madrid. We don't even have to talk about Real Madrid.
That's probably the 50s though.
Yeah. But,
and then this Ronaldo three-peat team.
So there's not a lot.
Barcelona, Pep.
Oh yeah, was that back to back though?
Well, not Champions Leagues, but they did. Obviously, 08-09 they did a sextuple. They won everything. Then 09-010 they didn't win. They won the league. They didn't win the Champions League. 10-11 they won the Champions League again. But so they three-peated the league with doing a treble. But that's a dynasty. What are you? Wait,
hold on. No, but I'm saying though, what are we classing as? Because when you just said winning, right?
Yes.
Most of these teams that we're naming, they won back to backs. Like Liverpool done a back to back in the 80s. Ajax in the 70s. AC Milan in the 70s, 80s. Real Madrid of recent and before as well.
Yeah.
And I think those are the 4 teams that I think, when we talk about the Champions League, they've got the Champions League on their back, right? Now, other teams have had incredible spells in terms of over 5 years winning 2. That's fine. I wouldn't call that a dynasty.
One more as well. Bayern Munich did a three-peat.
But again, Bayern Munich now. Those teams, when we're talking about a dynasty in European football, that is it. If we're talking about mainstays in a competition or moments in a competition, then you can start talking about Manchester United. Then you can start talking about Chelsea. Then you can start talking about Barcelona or Inter, because Inter had a great final. But they're not, as much as they are integral parts of the competition, they're not dynasties, bro.
But all right, cool. But what Is that just solely for Champions League, or do you include?
But I think
obviously because, for example,
correct me if I'm wrong.
Or are we being romantic by saying, "Oh, the way Barcelona played"?
No. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Those teams, when they also won the Champions League, domestically won their leagues as well.
Probably.
So we're talking about in regards to world football at that time, or European football, because I don't like speaking about the world because it's not part of the European competitions. They were the juggernauts. So if you've
wait, hold on. But you don't think Barcelona and Pep were the juggernauts?
No, I do, but I'm talking about how I look at it. Now, this isn't saying, what I'm saying is gospel. I'm saying, for me, a dynasty is when you can win your domestic league, the European League, back to back. You are a flipping European dynasty. You're not just a dynasty within your league. Now, if you have one season where you win, let's say like Barcelona have
Real
done.
Madrid didn't though. They weren't winning the leagues when they did their.
But let's have it right though. Let's have it right.
But the first.
Can you name a team that when it comes to European football have won it 14 times?
No. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about.
No, but in general.
Yeah, they're the greatest club, right?
Because what they do is back to back. 3 times winning the Champions League. Come on,
but then
man.
at the same time, what I'm saying is, because.
But I'm saying, okay, but just to cut you off, when I'm speaking about these dynasties, I'm talking about when Real Madrid was doing it, when they was doing it domestically, and they was winning that for me is a dynasty.
No, I agree that Real Madrid under Cristiano, when they went for that 3-3-peat, are a dynasty. That's what I think. Forget the Di Stefano days. They won 5 in a row. Obviously they are. This one, I think, is a dynasty. But the reason why I'm saying, can you discount Barcelona's?
I ain't discounting them.
Not discounting, but what I'm saying, can you maybe say they're not a dynasty, but because Barcelona won 2 Champions Leagues in 3 years, 2 Champions Leagues in 3 years while winning the league every time. Real Madrid won 1 league, but did a 3-peat. But they're called a dynasty. But you don't think Barcelona?
I think the reason why it's debatable is because of how important the Champions League is in terms of everything. If you ask most players, what would you rather win, the Premier League or the domestic league and the Champions League? I think 9 times out of 10 they'll say the Champions League because it is the best team in Europe. So all the top 5 leagues or whatever leagues they are, this is the best team. And if you can do it 3 times in a row or even 2 times in 3 years, it is considered as a great feat. Now, when we're looking at Barcelona, that time when Barcelona and Real Madrid were going back to back in the league and Jose wasn't able to win the Champions League, Barcelona was the better team because they had the final say when it mattered in Europe. If it was the other way around, we'd be looking at it differently. So I think because of the importance of that Champions League, I think that's why it holds such a massive weight. So much so that we don't even care where Chelsea finished when they won it. And then they finished 6th in the league, but they ended up winning the Champions League because it means a lot. I personally, outside of my views about what a dynasty is, I think that what Pep done is an era of football.
It's such a defining...
I think it's even bigger than what he's done in terms of for Barcelona because he also tried to change the narrative at Bayern Munich, didn't get the European trophy, went to England and absolutely dominated the league and has now got his Champions League. We are now talking about this era of football beyond just a dynasty as this is Pep's era. Whatever team has been there, 3-peat, so on and so forth, this is his era. Now, do you look at Zidane, even though he won 3 trophies, as the same as Pep? No. Because the coaching and the football methods surpass what Zidane done for Real Madrid. So for that reason, I think we're looking at Pep as an era. And for me, dare I say it, man.
What?
He continues this way, he's going to eclipse every single manager that's ever managed football. Because for me personally, obviously there's managers that have done 3-peats in European football and so on and so forth, but the impact of what he's done, he's changed football. Some people say they don't like it. I don't like the way football is at the moment right now, and I think Pep's got something to do with it, but I can't say that I haven't appreciated the beauty of the game that he's created, innit? I look at Spain and I think Spain was inspired by Pep. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That way of like, this is fake. This is like playing FIFA against someone who's playing amateur, innit? But so
it's interesting.
That's our views, man.
It's a good one. That was a good discussion.
Let us know, please, in the comments, man, what you think. And big up SDS as well for this conversation. I saw it on the socials, watched the video, and I was like, this would be a good conversation to have. So let us know what you think, man. And thanks to everyone that showed support for the Match for Hope game. You'll be seeing all the jerseys here. Who's going bring in next week?
Oh yeah, actually, quick one. I saw you with the Ronaldinho shirt. You should have played the clip of Inside Scoop to him, mate.
No,
you
so
see this, yeah?
No, I didn't meet him.
No,
I didn't meet him. Let me tell you how it happened.
If you didn't meet him, I don't give a shit.
My hands.
You see what happens, yeah?
My hands.
They talk shit, and they link up, and they're...
All right, so okay, it's just to end this episode, yeah. When did I say?
Return the shirt.
When did I say?
When did
I say Ronaldinho shit?
No, but you were talking crazy on his name.
Okay, bro. If I got a Neymar shirt, I'd be gassed as well.
Nah,
I'd be gassed as well.
You were dissing Dino.
That's not a diss.
You were dissing
That's
Dino.
not a diss.
Nah, see, that's the thing though. In and amongst it, you started dissing him, bro.
No, that's because you started. I wanted to trigger you. That's what I'll be honest with you. You started coming from my boy Nate, and I said, well, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, how that even happened, yeah, was for the Doha GP F1, yeah. I had a Ronaldinho shirt and I was carrying it, and the man were killing me the whole day because I carried this whole shirt, didn't meet him, right?
Yeah.
He ended up leaving, and one of my brothers literally came and gifted me something, and he was like, "Oh, here, there's a bag here for you." I'm there thinking it's a Rolex. I'm thinking it's a bit weighty. You get me? Opened it, and it was a PSG shirt that said 2 HP from Ronaldinho. Now, I just want to publicly say that day when that guy that came in here and was filming and said Neymar's better than Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
I still don't know who that guy is, and he looks like me. It's so crazy, bro. I'm looking at the video. I'm like, bro, this guy looks like me, but it couldn't have been me. So I think what I'm gonna do is to show respect for Ronaldinho. Next week on the next episode, he's gonna be here, man. But I've been Harry Pinero. That's been Culture Cams. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share our videos, man. It helps so much for people to see our content, man.
Peace.